Hi everybody, welcome. It's Scarlet Pete's Self-Sufficiency, and today I'm pulling to pieces a knitting machine again, so it's my machine knitting series. I've got the Brother KH230 and I'm going to show you how I pull to pieces the Carriage. Firstly, what I'm going to do is take a screwdriver to the unscrew the handle like this. We need to do the same on the opposite side. This then releases the handle. Next we want to take off this, flipping it up, which will release the tension dial. This reveals a screw that we need to undo, and you see there's a notch out of the center black triangle thing. That goes at approximately the 6 o'clock point, or the halfway point. Undo this, take out the screw, take off the little piece, and now as we turn the tension dial, that just pops straight off. In here we've got notches and we've got a spring loaded piece of metal, and that we need to pull upwards and to push in the piece of spring there to allow this to come up. But first we're going to turn the carriage over and see where the screws are that hold the carriage lid on, the plastics, which I believe is there and there. I'll just have a little look-see. There they are, 2 screws, and they're gold coloured. With that release, the plastics are free to pop off, like that, and then this should come off too, just like that. And now we're inside the carriage, which needs a bit of a clean and a re-grease, and I need to check all the springs. While I'm in here, I can show you how the tension dial works. The tension moves those cams into a different position underneath the bed, and that will make the needles come in and out further or tighter. Tighter tension or looser tension. This carriage has a problem with the Intarsia, and I think I found the problem. You see here, this one flicks back nicely, but this one here sticks. It doesn't return nicely. So here underneath, the grease could need cleaning off and redoing, or there could be a spring damage, so we'll have a look. You see how this springs back? Well, this side, it's slow. So that could either be some gunge under there, or this spring could be just overstretched. With a little bit of work and cleaning, some surgical spirits and some lubrication, can you see now? It's now springing back. Let's have a look. See, springs. Still not quite as quickly, so I'm just needing to do a little more cleaning and lubrication. But there we now have the answer and the problem to why the Intarsia wasn't working on both sides. And generally, with the carriages, what works on one side should work on the other. So if you find a problem, you check which side doesn't work and then look what is different from on the other side. There we go, we've got it going nicely now. So what I'm going to do now is continue cleaning the whole carriage now with some surgical spirits. Everything's all cleaned down with the surgical spirits and soaking now. That is definitely, oops, I've got it caught on the rag underneath, so hang on, let's just lift that up. There we go. That is now back to flicking normally. I've just got to wipe all this off now to get rid of anything that's on here, and then re-grease. So that was quite an easy fix, and the chunky carriages, especially the 230, it's a nice starting point for someone who's unsure about pulling a carriage to pieces. It's very simple works inside, very simple to pull to pieces. Now I just need to clean off all the old gunge and gunk and put on some new. I should add, obviously, that you want to be careful not to damage any of the springs or knock them off, so be very careful when you're brushing and cleaning and wiping. Do be careful of the springs, but it's not the end of the world. You can replace them, you can put on new. Right, back to it. I've now found my grease, and I've greased up where the old grease used to be, because I cleaned it all off. I've greased all the moving parts, and I've made sure that everything's now moving freely and nicely. And now it's time to start putting the carriage back together. So let's start. Let's have a look. What are we going to put on first? We need to put on, let's turn it around. We need to put on, I believe, this piece first. And we need to pull back the spring so this will fit in. Oh, that's it. There we go. We've pushed it. So it's now in place. The spring now is locked in. That was just pushing that down. I just need to clean off some of that grease I've missed there. Time to put back on top the plastics. Just going to slip under and on. Just like that. Next we need to put on the greased tension cog. So we'll put that on, and you just put it on top. It's not moving anything yet, you see. There's going to be a point where it will, there we go, engage with the cog underneath, and now it's functioning and sounds just like a tension cog should sound. Just going to wipe off that extra bit of grease that's got lodged there. Next it's time to place on the little metal dial. As you can see, it's time to screw that in. And we see we've left the little hole divot thing out at the 6 o'clock position. There. Now we can place back in. This goes opposite the 6 o'clock position, and that just pushes in just like that. And I'm going to turn the carriage over, and I'm going to put those plastics in place. Here are the 2 screws that go in these holes here, through onto the plastics, on each side. Those are screwed in nice and tightly, but not tight enough to split any plastics. Now to slide the carriage handle into place, we've got these screws. Make sure you've got the screw end going in to the centre of the carriage through the holes here at the side. We just need to screwdriver that in. The handle should now flip up nicely, which it does, and let's put it onto the machine. Intarsia selected. Pull out some needles. Now it should knit. Those needles should wiggle in both directions, like that. And in the back direction, which it wasn't doing before. There we go. Perfect. We now have a fully functioning carriage. It works on plain knitting. It shouldn't work on part, which it doesn't. Tension dial moves. It should work on holding position to stop those needles being knitted. Let's look. There we go. Cancel holding position. Success. One finished carriage, fully serviced, fully greased and oiled, and now the machine is ready to go to its new home and be sold on. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, subscribe, share, give me a comment so I know you're there. If you've got any troubles at all, give me a comment and I'll try and help you with them. With your knitting machine troubles, obviously. Bye-bye.